What is up, everybody? Welcome to Friday's live stream. You're chilling with me on the couch. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching this replay, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have bell notifications turned on so you don't miss future videos and live streams like this one. I'm here to answer all your fantasy football questions. That's why I'm here on Fridays. We're going to be chilling. After this, we'll head on over to the Fantasy Couch Discord. If you want to chat with me and the fam or just listen, we'll be in the voice channel there. Playoffs has officially started. Week 15 is underway. We're going to also be going over the news for Friday. Fridays are always big for NFL fantasy football news. We always look at the practice participation. A lot of players have already been ruled out or seeming like they are going to play. We have a great idea of what's going to happen, except for Patriots players. Patriots players are always a big mystery. Want to welcome everyone to the show that's here. I see Paul in the building, Ice Cold Jones, Holy Cow, Val, Roland, Eric, Charlie, and Tyler, and Nix as well. Nix, you know what? That's a good question. He is questionable. I don't know how much he practiced today. I would assume limited practice participation. I think he was back at practice. Let me pull that up here. Stevenson went down with an ankle injury week 14. He initially returned after getting taped up, but ultimately left the game once again. Rolled him out the second exit. He got in a single limited practice to end the week. Okay, so he missed practice all week, and he's one limited practice Friday. Now, who do they play? That's why I kind of stumped myself. I totally forgot who they're playing. They played the Cardinals last week. Lots of injuries that game. They're facing the Raiders, so it's a pretty good matchup. Patriots always so mysterious with them. Yeah, the first round bye. I'm very happy with how my leagues are going. I made it into exactly half of the playoffs and exactly half my leagues. I know some people that wouldn't seem too impressive, but just keep in mind that they are all competitive leagues, so they're all against professional experts or couch fam league, so they're very competitive. I only did one draft where it wasn't a couch fam league and absolutely crushed it. Went 11-2. Is that right or no? 11-3. I don't know. 12-3. I don't know. I tweeted it the other day. It was the ghost draft I did. Lot less competitive. So I'm happy. And in every single one of them, I locked up a bye week except in the Throne League. So that's really good. Number 1 seed or number 2 seed. They're all 12 team or 14 team leagues. So they're all, deep or at least 12 team. Well, the ghost draft was a 10 team league, but got the number 1 seed. One of my best drafts ever. So I'm very happy about that. Because it seems like a lot of those teams are really good. And I got a chance. So my goal that I set in the beginning of this year that I set on these live streams and on video, so you can, it's recorded, it's public record, it's on here, people heard it. I said I want to win 2 or more championships. 0 would be a complete failure. I mean, I would be so mad at myself. 1 would be fairly disappointing. Not the end of the world, but it would be disappointing a little bit. And if I won 2 or more championships, I always set goals. I'd be pretty pleased. So anything over 2, I'm gonna be ecstatic because my leagues are very competitive, and it's better to win some than to win none. Yeah, I issued an apology on Twitter Let me bring that tweet up here. I really thought Mike White was going to play, guys. Apparently, he is not. So I do want to apologize to everybody. I'm pretty shocked about it. So, but it is what it is. I'll just read the apology exactly. I told a lot of people to start Mike White this week, and I'm truly sorry. I really thought he was going to play. Good news is that we have time to adjust accordingly, and Geno Smith and Brock Purdy, they didn't light it up Thursday night football. So even if you avoided starting those two guys, it's not really that bad. Brock Purdy was a decent start. He put up average fantasy points. So he was a solid start. Geno Smith was a bad start. He had one of his worst games. So actually, did he have his absolute worst game? I think that's a question. I want to look that up here. Oh, I want to look up standard scoring. Yeah. Geno Smith. Oh, his worst game was against the Niners the first time they played. So this was like his fourth worst game. So it didn't do that bad then. 15.3. Not that bad, but definitely subpar game from Geno Smith. You expect a lot better than him. Kind of the ideal. I kind of have a like a threshold for a quarterback. You want 17 or more fantasy points. I think that's the threshold. And these two quarterbacks Thursday night were just under that. Also, terrible refs that game. They seemed to rig it so the Seahawks could be in the game. Like if it wasn't for the refs being stupid and throwing a bunch of crazy flags, Geno Smith wouldn't have got that touchdown. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. It was a one-sided game, but the refs with that call against Nick Bosa, which was just I don't know. I couldn't hear the game. I'm be honest. I was taking care of some dog poop outside, but I was watching it through the window, like deadlock on it. I couldn't hear it, so I don't know what the announcers were saying. I don't know what the people's reaction was. So this is just going to be purely my reaction, not based on anyone else's opinion. I thought that was the worst. What's it called? Roughing the passer call I've ever seen. I don't know if I missed something or anything like that. I don't know. It looked to me like the worst call I've ever seen on roughing the passer. It looked like Nick Bosa hit him. Did I miss something? Maybe I missed something. I don't know. I always doubt myself with stuff like that. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm blind. But it looked like the worst pass roughing the passer call. And I think it was on that drive that Geno Smith scored a touchdown. There wasn't a lot of touchdowns that game. It was like what, 2 field goals and a touchdown. I mean, that was terrible. All right, we'll answer some questions. This is why people are here, obviously. Yeah, but that's kind of wanted to sum that up. We talked about it a lot on last night's podcast, Fantasy Couch podcast. All right. I'll start with the most recent questions, I guess, because some people could have left. All right. Aiden Lee. Actually, I got to post the news on Instagram. Give me a second to do that. But thoughts on last night's game, guys. Let me know. Like, did I not see it right? Or was that really a bad call? The Nick Bosa roughing the passer. Let me post the news on Instagram stories really quick. Almost done here. All right. Jeez, dude. The answer would easily be Garrett Wilson. You guys need to tell me if it's PPR or half PPR. Like, it makes the question a lot easier to answer. I guess in this case, it doesn't matter that much. It does matter. If it's non-PPR, this is kind of a different situation. Um, man, I think I gotta go Garrett Wilson on this one. Oh, Brian. So it's nothing to do with ESPN. It's nothing to do with PPR. It's just you just got to check the settings in your league. So what you're describing sounds like a 2-week playoff. So what may be happening is that your fantasy point. So it's a 2-week matchup, right? So let's say you put up 0 points this week, just as an example, and then next week you put up 200 points and your opponent puts up, let's say this week he puts up 99 and next week 99, you're gonna win. You see what I mean? Because you'll have 200 points and he'll have 198 points. So I think that's what you're describing is a 2-week playoff. So instead of a head-to-head 1 week, I think it's gonna be a 2-week matchup. I think that's what's going on. I don't know. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're in a public ESPN league. I don't know how it's going on. And that's why we're on Sleeper because it's so easy to adjust. It's just a much better, much customizable, friendly thing. The settings are adaptive to what we want. They get a lot of feedback from the community. What's up, Toast? We got Couch Captain Toast in the building. Pick one. Arizona D. Love that one. Okay. Washington D. Love that one. Browns D. No. Okay. So Browns D is out. And let's bring up the lines right here as well. Let me bring up the lines really quick. I'm leaning Arizona defense. I really like Arizona and Washington a lot. Man, that's a close one, but definitely I'm not going with the Browns D. I would only like the Browns D if Tyler Huntley was out, and he is not out. So I'm not with the Browns D, even though they're okay. So let's see. We got the Commanders D. Where are you guys at? That's a great one. We know that the Giants are banged up. They have no wide receivers. Isaiah Hodgins is their number one wide receiver. I think Bellinger is playing, but he's not 100%. Slayton is playing, I think. And then we have the Cardinals D. Who sucks, but they're facing the Broncos. So let's go Cardinals D. Look at that over under 36 points. Let's go Cardinals D with it. My worry with the Cardinals D is actually if the Broncos D stops them and scores easy touchdowns. So it would be their fault. Yeah, let's go Cardinals D. I mean, look at this over under here. It's very low. Yeah. And really can't go wrong between them and the Commanders defense. I think they're both really good, really close. Nah, it's not beginner's luck. You're couch fam, man. You're part of the family. Is like I said, couch fam leagues have always been the most competitive for me. I literally do one draft that's not couch fam and uh finish first place. Full PPR, Olave, Christian Watson, or Dobbins. All right. See, I told you on Facebook, you got to let me know what it is. See, non PPR, we're going Dobbins. Since it's full PPR, I'm gonna go with Olave on this one. Yeah, for sure. Brock Purdy, the GOAT. The new GOAT. Adina, DJ, Pittman, Moore, Olave, or McLaurin. Pick 3. So in other words, bench 1. So I don't know who the heck Moore is. Probably DJ Moore. Let's just bench DJ Moore. I think that's an easy one there. Bench any player named Moore. Oh, could it be Elijah Moore? Yeah, bench all the Moores. Bench Rondell Moore. Bench Elijah Moore. Um, bench DJ Moore. Bench Sky Moore. And bench Jason Moore. And bench Chris Moore. Bench all of them. All of them. Half PPR. Slayton, Pickens, or Palmer. Also bench ETN, right? No, start ETN. Start ETN over all these guys. So I don't know what your options are here. Start ETN. And out of these 3 that you gave me, I like George Pickens the most. It's not really not close for me. It's that Watson is very risky, and this is the first game that Aaron Rodgers has all his wide receivers back. So Christian he's a game changer. He's a big play guy. He's amazing. He's hard to bench, but I'm going with Olave. I really do like him this week. I think we start Olave. Yeah, so for me, it's not close. Like, obviously, anything can happen. Olave might put up 11 points, and Christian Watson might put up like 21, 22 points. That obviously can happen because we know Christian Watson's a big play guy. Um, yeah, for me, it's not. For me, for the decision, it's not close for me. And guys, I may not be able to answer every single question. Like what happens is like once we're in the playoffs, a lot of people start logging in asking questions. But if I don't get to your question and you need it answered, you really want it guaranteed answers, hit me up with a super chat donation here. And I will 100% answer it. We'll stop what we're doing and answer it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer every single question. We'll do a couple more questions and go over the news. Chick Okonkwo or Cole Kmet? I think we're gonna go with Okonkwo. And this is somewhat similar question to what Val was asking here. So this is why it's similar. Give me a second here. Let me adjust some things. It's similar because Cole Kmet is the safe option, while Chick Okonkwo is the riskier option, I guess to say. It's not even really that. It's if you're a scaredy cat, you want to start Cole Kmet. I'm looking at Chick Okonkwo to start him because he's at a higher trajectory. I think he's more of a game changer. Um, he's just way more athletic. Cole Kmet wasn't as athletic as we thought he'd be as a prospect, at least not me. He seems a lot more clunky and not as smooth as I thought he would be when he got to the NFL. And I think the Chargers will score a lot more points. With the Bears offense, I don't trust anybody except Justin Fields and David Montgomery. So my answer is Okonkwo. Again, if you're a scaredy cat and you just want to be super safe, start Cole Kmet. But I'm going Okonkwo with Treylon Burks out. We've seen that example before. Okonkwo is still a decent start if Treylon Burks plays, but without Burks, they just don't have a lot of options. Keep also in mind, this is another big one, is even though it's going to only be 2 plays or 3 plays, keep in mind, Dontrell Hilliard is out. Now, he'll always get 2, 3, maybe even 4 catches a game. We've seen that. So it's a big deal. The best receiver on this team is NWI, Nikhil Westbrook. I am not a Robert Woods fan at all. So that's why I'm going to Conquo with this. And we do have an interruption here. Just because. Keep up the good work. Oh, awesome, man. $10 dono. Thank you so much. I answered your question, right? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, that was this one here. That was this one. I told you to start ETN and then start George Pickens. Scared of Devontae with Goddard returning. Yes, for sure. We're downgrading Devontae Smith. Okay. But it's Goddard's first game back. And as of right now, Jalen Hurts is the MVP and significantly improved his passing. So this is why. Look, if I got ETN, unless I have other amazing options, I'm starting ETN. I'm not scared. If I got Devontae Smith, unless they have amazing options, I'm starting him. It's let me give you some positive reinforcement here, some light at the end of the tunnel. It's Goddard's first game back. He's not going to play 90% of the snaps. Well, I need to know your other options. So I'm starting ETN. I'm not scared. Start ETN, man. You're good. Don't worry about it. Start ETN. With Zach Wilson, would you start Garrett Wilson over Christian Watson? Devontae Smith. Yes, I am. Now you should be more scared of Zach Wilson. That's legitimate, scary stuff here. The difference between Zach Wilson and Mike White is night and day. I'm rooting for Zach Wilson. I hope he can turn it around, have a better attitude, and maybe this was a good wake up call for him because he's got a really good chance here if he can help this team win, if they can walk out of here with a dub. But we don't want to ride that train. We don't want to risk our fantasy lives on Zach Wilson. So I am a lot more scared to start Garrett Wilson. Devontae Smith is a better start just because of this Zach Wilson news. And then we got Christian Watson. He'd be ranked number 3. So right now I'm gonna have it ranked number 1, Devontae Smith. Number 2, we're gonna go with Garrett Wilson, and then number 3, we're gonna go with Christian Watson. Yeah, hey, some Thursday night predictions were pretty good. Zonovan Knight, DeAndre Swift. I don't like Zonovan Knight as much. I didn't update my rankings yet. I have to. There's a lot going on, a lot of news. And we should just go over the news right now. Let me see what Eric's saying. He says Zonovan Knight, Swift. I'm flexing Pickens currently over ETN. Yeah, so this is kind of scary. Zonovan Knight is a little scary, but yes, start Zonovan Knight. I like DeAndre Swift, and DeAndre Swift would be the guy. I'd be more scared of DeAndre Swift. So start ETN, bro. Start ETN for sure. I'm more scared about DeAndre Swift, to be quite frank. So, but if it's me, I'm starting the 3 running backs. I'm starting Knight, Swift, and ETN. Definitely start ETN. Don't be scared. See if there's any news on ETN I may have missed. ETN was completely bottled up and unfortunately wasn't targeted in this game. Even with the Jaguars controlling this game, they were far more successful moving the ball through the air. Wasn't a surprise against the Titans D that is far better against the run and pass, but it was a serious problem for ETN since he wasn't a part of the passing game plan. It's been a rough 2-week stretch for ETN, but he continues to dominate the backfield. Matchup with the formidable Dallas defense is an ideal spot from week 15, but the Jaguars could feature him as a means of keeping the Cowboys pass rush honest. Yeah, so he's getting the snap count. He wasn't involved in the pass game, and I think that's going to change a little bit. So start ETN. I have confidence in ETN. I do. You're welcome. All right, let's go through the news, and then I'll answer more questions. Again, if you want to be guaranteed that I answer your question, hit me up with a donation. Oops. There we go. That's the wrong thing. All right, guys, let's get right into the news. NFL Fantasy Football News, Friday, December 16th. Let's go. For the Broncos, Russell Wilson, Sutton, and Kendall Hinton are all out against the Cardinals. Not good. Hollywood Brown is questionable, but he's back at practice. I expect him to play. Josh Jacobs is questionable. I expect him to play. Damian Harris is questionable. I expect him to play. But Ramondre and he's been practicing all week, by the way. Ramondre Stevenson, though, didn't practice at all this week, and today got a limited session in. Jacoby Myers is back at practice as well. Let's see. Does this search work? I want to see. Damian Harris was upgraded. Let's see. In practice participation. I don't know if he was limited or full practice on Friday yet. Somebody could find that out for me. That would be great. But he has been practicing all week. So there we go. Devontae Parker not seen at practice with a concussion. Derwin James is doubtful for the Chargers. Jake Ferguson is out. He's a backup tight end for the Cowboys. And for the Texans, yet again, Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins are out. And as we expected, Dameon Pierce is out as well. Aiden Hutchinson is back at practice. I expect him to play, but he is questionable with an illness. I think he missed Thursday's practice. Mecole Hardman, he's coming back from his injury. He's healing well, but he is unlikely to play this week. Kadarius Toney and Chris Jones are both questionable for the Chargers. Tyler Lockett had surgery on his broken hand. The dude only wants to miss one game, so he's trying to be back like week 17, maybe week 18. So that's pretty crazy if he does return this year. But he did break his hand, and he is having surgery on it. Chase Claypool is out, but the Bears coach is hopeful that he does return some point this season. That's very realistic. Justin Fields is good to go, however, with the illness. Now, keep in mind, Chase Claypool out, Darnell Mooney out. Like, this is crazy. I'm not that high on Justin Fields this week, but with all that's going on, there's terrible matchups, low scoring games, and lots of injuries. Justin Fields is borderline elite this week, even though I'm not fully sold on him against the Eagles D with very limited weapons. I mean, they trade for Chase Claypool, yet they have less weapons now. Like, it's pretty bad luck. No Mooney and no Claypool. Pat Freiermuth is good to go. Deontay Johnson is good to go. They have been no injury designation for them. Kenny Pickett, however, is doubtful. He's still in concussion protocol, it seems like, and I don't think he's going to play, so Trubisky will start. Treylon Burks and Dontrell Hilliard are both out, and this is why I like Chigga so much this week. Tyler Boyd and Higgins, both full participation at practice today, both expected to play. They're technically questionable. And of course, Hayden Hurst is still out. And the biggest news today, that really hurt me, and I was telling everyone to start him, was Mike White. He has been ruled out, fractured ribs. The doctors would not let him play. They would not clear him to play this week. On top of that, one of Zach Wilson's favorite targets, who he has chemistry with, Corey Davis, is also out. So huge test for Zach Wilson, who's starting at QB for the Jets going against the Lions. DJ Moore is questionable, although he's looking like he's going to play. He got 2 full practices this week and just today a limited practice participation. Bucks defense has got some pretty big holes in some areas. So Vita Vea is out, Jamel Dean is out, Carl Nassib is out, and Jannard Avery is out for the defense. But on the offense, Tristan Wirfs is good to go. And I think that's it for the news. All right. Yep, that's it for the news. I don't think Jeudy gets a boost with Russell Wilson out. Not really. He just doesn't get hurt that much. Now, he does get a boost because the Cardinals suck. They're banged up. And also, they're low on wide receivers. Remember KJ Hamler? He's hurt. Remember, this is another Kendall Hinton. Kendall Hinton is out. Cortland Sutton is out. Dallas Goedert, he's good to go. He's playing. It'll be his first game back. Let's just double check that. I don't think there's any news that will tell us definitively like how healthy he is, if he's going to get his 100% workload that he usually is. But it just looks like he's playing. And that's all. I'm expecting him to play. We don't have any specific news on him. Jeudy or Pickens? I'm going to go with Jeudy here. Jonathan, Swift, DPJ, McLaurin, Brian Robinson. Start 3. Okay, in other words, bench 1. So Swift is the riskiest out of all of those guys. I think it's going to be a DeAndre Swift game against the Jets. So to me, Peoples-Jones is a better start than Swift. McLaurin is a must start, and I think Brian Robinson is a very reliable start. So we're starting McLaurin, we're starting Brian Robinson, and I guess we're gonna bench DeAndre Swift because he's kind of risky. E111 is kind of solidifying my picks there with McLaurin and Brian Robinson with this update here. Look, man, I don't know. Just ask me, what decision do you need to make with Goddard? Do you have him? Who's your other option? So, I mean, I probably got 8 tight ends who are better than Goddard. And if you got one of those guys, start them. If you don't have a top 10 tight end, start Dallas Goddard. I think that's gonna be that's what it's looking like. You got Cole. I'll put it like this: you got Cole Kmet. Start Cole Kmet. You got Cole Kmet or better, roll with that guy. Start Greg Dulcich, start Schultz, start Hawkinson, start Freiermuth. Of course, you would have started Kittle. Njoku slightly better, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of a question mark. Njoku, Tyler Conklin. Yeah, if you got Freiermuth, just start Freiermuth. Done deal, bro. Done. Just start Muth. Easy. It's all good. If Dallas Goedert balls out, like that's fine. Like you got 2 stud tight ends now. It's all good. Yeah. So I'm gonna have Dallas Goedert rank like tight end 9, let's say, something like that. And depends on what time they're playing too. So we got they're both playing early, right? Yep, early game. And early game. Okay. So we'll have more information. They both play Sunday early. Will be good. Dulcich or Jeff Driscoll at tight end? Do not start Jeff Driscoll at tight end. Don't do that. He's not Taysom Hill. Roll with Greg Dulcich for sure. We got some new people in here. So what's up? One VSN. Welcome to the Couch family. PPR, start an RB and flex. All right. We didn't finish that question. Swift or Pickens? I don't know, man. You're confusing me now. Yeah, you're confusing me. Yeah, that was I think I said Swift, but that is a close one. Might have to go Pickens. Yeah, I did kind of say I didn't exactly say Swift, but I did basically say Swift. Let's take a look at something here. Let's look at the cornerback wide receiver matchups. Yeah, I think we might have to go with. That is a tough one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna say Swift as my final answer. We'll take a quick look at this. Okay, 47.9. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Swift. Tough call. Yeah, let's go Swift. Bro, come on. You're starting Mixon. Come on, bro. Joe Mixon for sure. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. Joe Mixon. Are you gonna finish your question? PPR starting RV and flex. This man just hit it up with. Are you okay? Did you unsubscribe already? Did I didn't hurt your feelings, did I? I mean, you gotta come on, bro. You gotta finish the question. I got you, man. You were the chosen one. Kamara or Pollard? We're gonna go with Kamara. Definitely start Miles Sanders. This one's not even close. I'm going to get me at least like 14 and a half fantasy points from Miles Sanders. That's his floor. I'm taking those 14, 15 fantasy points. Will Waller or Goddard be relevant by week 16? I'm just going to say Goddard will. Yes. But come on, bro. There's two Las Vegas Raiders that we like, and that's Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. Everybody else is soft, wet toilet paper. You can't trust them. One ply. Let's go, baby. One VSN is back. Oh, yeah. Bam Night. Oh, no spaces. All right. All right. He doesn't want to type in too many characters. I mean, come on. It's all good. Bam Night, ETN, Rashad White, Pittman, Judy. All right. So I think this is a case where we're going to bench Rashad White. We're going to start Pittman. And I think we're gonna start Judy. So number one, start Pittman. Number two, start. Oh, you need an RB. Okay, so start Pittman. Oh boy, I didn't read that. I just spent a bunch of time making fun of you, but I'm the one who needs to be made fun of. So start Pittman, and for running back, oh boy. Bench Rashad White. It's so close between Knight and ETN. We're gonna go with Knight. Start Pittman, bench Rashad White. Really close there, but let's go with Knight over ETN. Twitter is updating from it's 300 characters, by the way. It's not 200. I think you got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 300. Oh, it doesn't say, but yeah. But that's a big jump. Charlie, thank you so much for the super chat donation. Need one RB and one flex. Same question. Or need the same thing. And all the same players. Let's go. I mean, this guy and this guy could be the same guy. This guy's a Cardinals fan. This guy is a horror avant-garde film noir fan. He's got like a scary antlers, ocean, scary mask guy. I don't know. These two have the same team, basically. I've been getting a lot of these this week, and it's kind of freaky. Like, I get 2 questions from 2 different people that use similar, they type similar and have the same players, and it's kind of freaky. I guess after answering literally about maybe a million fantasy questions, I guess it's bound to happen. And I'm like, there's no way that's a different person. But it is like there's no look. It's right. It's on my YouTube channel. I'll show you. Let me see if I can show you my. You can even take a screenshot. That might work. I don't want to show anything I'm not supposed to. I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, there's nothing here. Watch this. Where was it? Here it is. Look at this. They asked differently, but this guy says QB Mike White. And this guy starts out with QB Mike White. And then he goes, the next word's wide receiver. And this guy doesn't have Jefferson, but he says Keenan Allen. This guy says Keenan Allen. And then it says RB. And this guy says RBs. Now the RBs are different. Maybe this guy read what this guy wrote, but I mean, this is similar players. Njoku? Do we have an Njoku? No. This guy doesn't have a tight end. It's like freaky, dude. It's just kind of freaky. It's back to back. I mean, that's the thing. Nobody else starts the sentence with QB, wide receiver, RB. Like, no, not him. Someone says wide receivers. Yeah. But I mean, it's rare. I mean, it was just kind of freaky. It was back to back. And they have similar, I don't know. Oh, you gotta answer this guy's question. Oh, this is easy. Bench Rashad White. This one's easy, Charlie. Sorry for that. Bench Rashad White. Missed your response if you answered earlier. I would start Chris Moore, I think. This guy said Kamara or Pollard. I said Kamara. I answered it. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. We get sidetracked here. That's what we do. All right, guys, get your last minute questions in. DPJ or Zay Jones? Go DPJ. Kelsey or Greg Olson? What is that? Are you trying? Is this your attempt at comedy? It's so bad that I just find it funny. I find it funny because I think you're thinking this is a good joke and you typed it and then you laughed at it and you hit send. And you're like, that was funny. It's not a good joke, but I find it funny because you thought it was so funny. What's up, my man? Got stuck between. Look, come on, talking about getting stuck, talking about men. I mean, come on, let's keep it family friendly here. All right, let's keep it PG. What is it? What's our PG or PG-13? We're PG. We're family friendly. PG. What's up, man? Got stuck between Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Robinson, Rachaad White. What's up, my man? I got stuck between a bunch of NFL players, a bunch of big running backs, or Foreman as my RB2, half PPR, 14 team. Great. It's 14 team. That means everything. I don't know if Ramondre's playing. He plays in the later games. Rachaad White, that's a bench for me. Brian Robinson, he plays early. Oh shoot, he plays late. Okay. And then we got Foreman. So as of right now, I'm gonna say Brian Robinson. Obviously, we'd go Ramondre if he was super healthy, but we don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, dude. It's a really tough one, but let's just go Brian Robinson. I'm a big Brian Robinson believer this week. I think the matchup is right. I think they use him a lot. I think the only way he doesn't do bad is if somehow Antonio Gibson just gets all the work and gets all the touchdowns. That's typically more Brian Robinson's role, though. See what I mean? Yeah, for sure. That happens a lot. Like this week, it was a lot. It was all like Mike White questions. A lot of Mike White questions. Yeah, Mike White was like the number one asked questions. Yeah, again, we're not trusting any Raiders players not named Adams or Jacobs. So you're starting Greg Dulcich and bench Darren Waller. Yeah, it is. You know better than me, man. All right, guys, get your last minute questions in. We're going to end this live stream here really soon. And then we're going to head on over to Discord. Let me see. I'm getting some notifications here. Nothing important. I have to start two Kamara, Mixon, Pollard, and ETN. You're in a good position. You have a lot of luxury here. So number one, we're starting Joe Mixon. A lot of people are afraid of Kamara. So that's that's a luxury. Second guess starting Kamara or not. We're benching ETN. We're gonna go ahead and bench Pollard as well. So I'm gonna start number one Mixon and number two Kamara. And like I said, you're in a great position where you got great luxury with this. You'll be fine. Huntley or Aaron Rodgers? That's a really close one, actually. Like I was saying on my rankings video, after the first 10 quarterbacks, it's nearly impossible to rank these guys. There's almost no difference between Tyler Huntley and Aaron Rodgers. I am going to go with Aaron Rodgers, though. I think that the Browns Ravens game could be pretty low scoring. I think there's going to be a lot of Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. Just the Ravens offense just isn't going to light it up. Tyler Huntley, however, good rushing stats. We like that. So that's what makes him fantasy relevant. He's going to get you a cool, 50 rushing yards, something like that. And that's great. That's going to help out his fantasy production this week. But I'm going Aaron Rodgers at home with all his wide receivers back coming off a bye week. And you know what, guys? Aaron Rodgers really hasn't played that bad this year. It's not completely his fault. Now, sometimes it was his fault, but he has just not had good weapons and they've been off. See, Tom Brady, there's a lot of reasons why he's been bad, but we've seen a lot of it was on him. He has thrown the ball. His timing wasn't great, But with Rodgers, it's just like he just really he hasn't been that trash this year. He really hasn't. What I'm trying to say is if he had Devontae Adams on the team, he'd probably be just as good as he was last year or close to it. Like he'd be solid. But anyway, this is the first week that Rodgers has all his weapons back. He's got both his running backs, he's got all 4 wide receivers, he's got his tight ends. They're coming off a bye week. They're at home. The Rams have some good players on defense, but overall they do not have a good team. They do not have a good defense. So I like Rodgers in this case. I trust Rodgers more. Davis Mills or Colt McCoy? So the answer would definitely be the Texans quarterback, but they're gonna split. I mean, I would rather start Desmond Ritter. Is there any other quarterback you can get? Because I'm honestly thinking any other quarterback could be better. I may even Tannehill, Matt Ryan, Zach Wilson, any of these guys available. I would probably rather start Brett Ripien. So he's probably available, right? Desmond Ritter. Maybe even want to start Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, I would go get Brett Ripien because one guy, I like Davis Mills in this matchup, but he's splitting and I don't like that. And Colt McCoy's going against a bad defense. I would honestly go get Brett Ripien. I'm being dead serious, by the way. Go get him, start him. You don't have any good options. These are all poop, all stinky, all terrible. I might as well go with the guy who has a good matchup and is going to get 100% of the snaps. What's up, Judge? Bam Knight or Monty? Let's go David Montgomery. What defense am I starting over the Niners next week? What are you, crazy? I mean, shouldn't you just start the Niners D and just chill out? Ravens, we'll see how Desmond Ritter plays, but we'll look at the Bills D. Bills D is looking great. Bills D against Chicago. Well, I don't know. I mean, why just start the Niners D? Niners look like the best defense, and then maybe the Titans, and we'll see how Desmond Ritter is. If Desmond Ritter is horrible, then Ravens D maybe. But I'm only seeing about there'll only be about possibility would be the Titans and Ravens, and that's it. Titans play the Texans and Ravens play the Falcons, and that's a possibility. Still, Niners could be the number 1 defense. Commanders are a solid team. They're a good team, but they don't light up the scoreboard. It's still going to be a low scoring game. It's a home game for the Niners. So, regardless of how we chop it up, they're going to be a top 4 defense at worst, and they could be my number 1 ranked defense. If you have the Niners D, that's a good problem to have. They're facing the Commanders week 16. And where's the Raiders? Raiders is week 18. Oh no, Raiders is week 17. Yeah, so Niners D. You should be pretty thankful to have the Niners, D. You're spoiled, my friend. All right, guys, we're going to take off here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord link because you guys are on a little delay. If you do want to join, we're going to head on over to Discord right after this. And I see somebody is in here already. Wow. Right after this live stream, we're going to head on over to Discord and hop on the voice channel. So here's the private invite link to our Discord. You can talk to me and the fam, or you can just listen, or both. It'll be in the voice channel general as soon as we end this. Chiefs D or Titans D week 16. I think I'm going to go Titans on this one. Yeah, Titans for sure. It's not even close. The only reason it's close is that Lockett will be out. That's what makes it much closer. But nah, bro. Titans against the Texans. I love that. By the way, Damian Pierce probably is going to be out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. In a couple minutes, I'll hop on the Discord voice chat. See you guys there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and all the support. I really appreciate you guys. Let's finish off the job. Let's win the playoffs. Let's get that trophy. Stay confident, but not cocky. Stay confident, but not cocky.